Um. Ooh. Okay. Okay. What do I want to do here? What do I want to do? So we could take the we could just all in Sky Vanguard, but I don't think that's the card you go all in for. I think what I'm going to do here, this pack is like relatively medium overall. I think I'm going to take. I think I'm going to take the Twin Blade Paladin. The Paladin is one of the best payoffs for the life gain deck, and I haven't actually gone. That's probably pretty close to accurate. Quite honestly, my choice here I think is between Alseid of Life's Bounty and Twin Blade Paladin, and I think I'm going to take the Alseid. I think I'm going to take the Alseid between the two. The Paladin is super good. And then we might wheel the Silver Smoke Ghoul, which also works really well in the Black-White Gain 3 deck. Paladin gets out of control, though. But Alseid's like a really good enabler. I'm going to take the Alseid. We're going to pack one, pick one, and Alseid. I don't know if that's a good idea, but that sure is what's happening. Ooh, definitely taking a Blood Artist here. Love me a Blood Artist. Would love a Savai Triumph as well. But Blood Artist is like super, super good. I don't think Ascendant is realistic. 30 or more life is genuinely difficult to accomplish. The Angel is good because it's 25, and 25 is like pretty reasonable, especially because it self-enables. I don't think that the Ascendant is as likely to trigger. It's not impossible by any stretch of the imagination, but it's not as likely. Ooh, okay. A lot of pieces for the Black-Red Sack deck here. Let's take Paladin. Ooh. Gray Merchant for the Black-White Life Gain deck? That could be spicy. That could be spicy. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. We're tunnel visioning a little bit here, but I believe with reasonable reason. I think Null Priest is pretty busted. It's a cheap lifelink body early in the game, and then late game it just brings back like a Gray Merchant or something, or like your Dead Blood Artist or whatever, and that's pretty hot. Let's take that. Grub, Basri. Oh, Oath of Kaya. Oath of Kaya is perfect for this deck. I almost missed that. But that card is like exactly what we want. It literally gains 3. So it triggers all the gain 3 things by itself. And is just a good removal, though. So you'll love to see that. So this is playable in mono white. Like in terms of like it doesn't need to be green, obviously. That being said, I don't think it's that good in our deck. I'm wondering if Dreadhorde Invasion isn't bad. Because if we're going to be a life gain deck, which means we can kind of mitigate the Dreadhorde Invasion life loss much better, and then we sort of just start stacking up an army, and eventually that thing has lifelink. Let's take an Invasion. Let's take Invasion here. Ooh. Ooh. I was going to take Lampad, but Angel is perfect for this deck. You love to see that. Oh, and we did wheel... Oh, we wheeled the Silver Smoke and the Twin Blade Paladin. So now we have a question, because both of those cards are very, very good in this deck. The fact that this comes back for free is a pretty big game. I'm going to take the Paladin. I agree that Reese is better in a vacuum, for sure, but I think that the Dreadhorde Invasion has a lot more synergy with what our deck is trying to do. And I think, and that's sort of what I like. That this is sort of what I mean when I'm talking about, right? Like something greater than the sum of its parts. You really need to make sure you're evaluating the cards in here, not just on their own merit, but in how well they synergize with the rest of what you're trying to do. I'm going to take Savai Triumph over the Ascendant. As much as, again, Ascendant is technically the payoff, I'm just really, really skeptical about about actually getting to do that. Whereas Savai Triumph was just a black-white land, so that's kind of just good. So Village Rites combos quite nicely with Dreadhorde Invasion. Also decently well with Blood Artist. We don't have a lot of stuff to throw away. I don't think I like reassembling Skeleton, though. We're not trying to sack like things repeatedly. If I was Black-Red Sack, that'd be a tougher choice, but I think I'm pretty happy with the choice that I made given that. Retriever doesn't really do anything here. I'm going to take Ranger of Eos for the side. If I wind up picking one or two more like decent one-drops, then it becomes much more interesting. Supplier is definitely kind of part of that. I don't know if Supplier is actually good in this deck, but it's probably the pick over the random Carrion Grub. Okay, what is this pack? Okay. Man, I'm always sad when I have to pass with Thassa. Thassa may just honestly be one of my favorite Magic cards. Certainly one of my favorite of recent years. I think we're just taking Hawk here, honestly. I think we're just taking Hawk. Literally, it's a 1-drop for the, it's another 1-drop for Ranger, that also has lifelink on it. And, like, honestly, like, that's sort of good enough. Baron Moore, I honestly think might be our next best card. I think Rusalka's pretty bad. Yeah, Healer's Hawk actually kind of just does everything this deck wants to do, quite honestly. Ooh, let's see. Do I want Executioner? Excuse me. It's a good card. Lich's Caress is very expensive, but does have the life gain clause, but it's a 5-drop. I just don't think I want that. It probably wheels, too. Vengeance is kind of a thing. But I don't really know how good it is overall. Like, the fact that it's tribally limited is kind of random. It's probably, like, sometimes good, but I don't know. I'm going to take the Hanged Executioner. This one I am just taking more on raw power. It doesn't super synergize with the deck, but it's better than anything else. Ooh. Ooh. You do love to see that. I'm going to take Conrad. I just continue to be just blown away by how ridiculous Conrad is consistently when he's in play. Decent chance we wheel the Timuret, too, quite honestly. Sarah's Wings is a real card. Sarah's Wings is a very real card. Is it better than Agonizing Remorse, though? I think Remorse is super good. It's a pretty unique effect in this cube, and the ability to just take any card at will and just eliminate it utterly from contention is really relevant. I'm going to take the Remorse. Let's see, what do we have here? So there's a Falconwrath Noble, and there's a Temple of Silence. A lot of good black-white cards here in general, but I think those are the two actual cards in consideration. I think Noble, just being yet another copy of Blood Artist, and another thing that just does life lost, life gain, and like kind of makes combat math sort of miserable for your opponent, is going to be good enough to get the nod here. There's a good chance we wheel the Temple, too. It's not guaranteed or anything, but I actually think that the Noble plays a really important part here. Oh, wow. I mean, our colors were definitely open. There's the Visitation we got rocked by last match. I don't think we're doing enough. Like, it's a hell of a combo with Dreadhorde Invasion. Venser or Mystic Confluence, that's your question? Take Confluence. I love Venser, but if the question is Venser versus Mystic Confluence, Confluence is just nuts. That card is absurd. It's just so good. Shit, I actually don't know what I want. Might actually just take the Castle Locthwain, honestly. Yeah. Yeah, let's take the Locthwain. I think I got the Locthwain. That was a pretty close pick, though. Visitation didn't combo with a lot of what we had, but, like... So I don't... Yeah, like, Visitation wasn't good enough. But the card is extremely powerful. Militia Bugler, look at the top. Power 2 or less. Bugler actually looks pretty good in this deck. It picks up, like, a lot of the cards in our deck. I think it's better than Venerable Knight by a lot. Yeah, let's pick up the Bugler. I kind of like that. Ooh, start to finish is pretty sick. I think it's better than either of these random cards, and I don't like the Sword of Valeron very much. Start to finish is a nice little, like, it's more for, obviously, for a tokens build than a life gain build, but it's still just like a solid removal spell that puts pressure on the board. Nice. Wield the Baron more. That was also why I didn't take the Baron more. Don't ask me why, because I didn't really have a strong reason for thinking so. It was more of a gut feeling. But I kind of felt like we might wield the Baron more, so that's why I took the other card over it. Which is Vengeance? Which is Vengeance? Am I taking this, like, stupid... Meh. I don't know if I want the Vengeance. It's probably just a sideboard card. Ooh. I'll take a Mindstone. That's, like, not the worst. Ooh. I'll take Ghost Rider. I think that's better than Skin Witch, though they're both very close. Splicer's not bad. Man. Do I want this? Does this do anything? We might. If we're a life gain deck, could we be commanding the Dreadhorde? Interesting. Notably, we didn't wheel. And maybe we are commanding the Dreadhorde. Be kind of dope. Ranger's, like, probably in at this point too. I think I'm gonna take the Chapel here, especially because we didn't wheel the Temple. I am a little bit less confident that we're going to now. Anointer Priest on the wheel is probably what I'm going to be looking for. I think that card is actually going to be pretty okay in our deck. Ooh, lots of good shit here. Ooh, yeah, nice cards here. Nice cards here. Cubwarden feels pretty nice. How much of our stuff is humans? Vampire, 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 Horror. That's a human. Spirit, Angel. Oh, this is actually a human. That's weird. I would never have guessed this card was a human. I think Cubwarden's pretty good though, actually. The more I look at it, I think it's better than the Legion landing, although not by a lot. Yeah, I'm gonna take the Cubwarden here. I like that. Ooh, I'll be taking the Shrine. Oh, no. I wanted to take the Shrine, but we already have a couple pieces of fixing, and Bastion of Remembrance is really good. That gives us, like, multiple of these sort of pingy, like, Blood Artisty effects, and that's just, like, so powerful. There's a lot of good stuff we could wheel from this pack, too. I would be happy getting either Agadeem's Awakening or the Godless Shrine back, but we're definitely not passing Bastion. Probably just going to be taking the Priest here. It's a little off synergy, but I think it's just by far the most powerful card for what we're trying to do overall. Aerialist here is probably the pick. There's a lot of dogs. But, man, this card, if we'd actually gone the Divine Visitation route, whew, just 4 mana, make 4/4/4 Flying Vigilance Angels. I kind of want to draft it. Like, we didn't see it until too late, and we didn't have anything good to go with it at the time, although we probably could have audibled into a very good token deck in retrospect. But, man. I definitely kind of want to try to see if I can pick up a Visitation early and commit to it, because that card looks fun. This is definitely a free drop. Alright, at this point, I'm not sold on rights. Definitely don't think I'm sold on Vengeance. Ooh. Dawn of Hope, Nyx Fleece Ram, and Omen of the Sun are all here. Also, God, I'm dying over here. There's also Davriel, but I'm a little less keen on that card. Man, Visitation would have been really good in a deck. I think that was probably a bad pick. I think I should have just taken it. I didn't realize how easy it was to just pick up token cards in this format. Like, it's kind of ludicrous how easy it seems. Like, I wasn't even trying, and I have like 5 more token makers, and I didn't even pick all the ones I could have. None of this really matters. I don't have any of the enchantments to go with the Hateful Eidolon. Maybe I just take a Tactician. Maybe just Scrap Heap Scrounger. Bolas is Citadel, huh? It's another payoff for having a lot of life. We could kind of go off with the Citadel, potentially. Otherwise, it's like Grim Dancer, and I'm not super sold on that. What if we just take the house? What if we take the house? No. How many tokens do we actually have? Not a lot, right? Probably not enough to justify this. Maybe I do. Maybe I do. Ooh, I like Entomber Exile quite a bit. I think that card is sweet. Alright, we're gonna have some decisions to make here. Scrounger does work nicely with Conrad, you're right. Oh, we will just try and love it. Stab Wounds came back. Stab Wounds, I guess, is a combo with that Eidolon that we passed, but I forgot about that. Also, I don't think that would have been good enough on its own merit. This pick is meaningless. So is this one. We actually did wield the Eidolon, funnily enough. I still don't think we have enough for it, but funny that we did. I don't think I want Ranger. 46. Wow, I'm like a lot of cards over. I don't know if I actually like start to finish. I might cut it. Aerialist feels pretty weak, honestly. At least at like first glance. Mind Stone seems good, especially because we've got like a pretty heavy top end. I feel like Paladin's kind of mopey. I feel like Ram could probably just be a sideboard card against aggro. I probably have to cut some number of 4s, 1 or 2 maybe. It's 4 to cast or mutate, so that part's irrelevant. Like Splicer maybe goes out. I like Exarch a lot, but I'm wondering if this maybe isn't the best Exarch deck. I think it's a good card. Like a Gravedigger with upside is just never a bad card, but I think it might be better against control, like as a sideboard card. Yeah, I don't know. Calling Temur Cube unpowered is a stretch, to be sure. One last cut to make here. It's probably Command the Dreadhorde, but I can get shit from other people's graveyards too, which is like the cool shit. But I probably don't need both of these cards, even though they're both really freaking cool and I kind of want to. Like, probably would just want to check out the Aerialist. It doesn't even have life gain, which is bullshit. I mean, obviously it would go infinite with well, not infinite, but like it would like snowball out of control on its own if it did, but I don't know. This looks good to me. That was pretty good to me, honestly. All right, important decision time. What sleeves do we want to use for this? Let's use Lotus sleeves. And ship it. Interesting name. Interesting name. His hand is not exciting, but I think it's a keep on the play. Yeah, let's keep it. Biggest decision for this hand was basically whether or not I would play Savai Triumph on one or just a plane so I could get the Elsiad out. Think ultimately getting the creature on the battlefield earlier is better. Because I don't currently have a 2-drop, right? I don't currently have a 2-drop. I thought about that for a real long time. So it means I can still just do this turn without losing the tempo. Mana Grip Tolarian Academy sounds like a hell of a thing. Just reading that again. Whew. That sounds like a pretty spicy deck. You're just going ham on that cube, eh, Pete? I guess I'm not really one to speak, but... I kind of don't want to use the Oath of Kai on the Pelt Collector, but I think it's just mana efficient to do that, since I have my 4 and 5 turn crafted already. I think I just do. Seems a little weird, but yeah, I think this is just sort of in the name of mana efficiency. Okay. Here's a question. Is this still an enchantment creature if I cupboard it? Because I really don't want to just lose my whole ass stack to a single thing. Okay, then that's absurd. That's just very good then for me. So I could have just cast it, but the reason I chose not to is because I got the 2/1/1s by mutating it, which I think is just better overall. Even though ultimately it doesn't grow the creature or anything. What? What? Why? What? Why did my opponent just sacrifice their 3/4 to destroy my enchantment that doesn't have text? I mean, that was like the tiniest amount of text, but like that felt pretty egregious. I'm just gonna put that out there. Alright, that was a very, very aggressive use of a Thrashing Brothadon. Oh, Mindslaver loops? Ugh. Well, pour one out for your opponent, I guess, because man, do I hate being on the receiving end of those. I commiserate. Okay. Was that a compelling argument? No, it was a hieroglyphic illusion, at least. Yeah, you are a VIP. I'm giving VIP to all of my my founding members. I feel like that's the least I can do to thank you for getting me to affiliate and to monetization, etc. Combat, I guess. So they picked up an uncastable Nicol Bolas. So my opponent has gone very deep, as it would appear. Sure. When I guess take 1 is better than take 5, but weird. Weird for sure. Alright, so let's just play the Hanged Executioner. And then end the turn. Oh. They actually found the red mana. The thing is, though, I get to just Hanged Executioner this. With Zoni. That's spicy. That's pretty spicy. No, milled over a bad card, or good card. Drew a bad card. Feels bad. Not terribly interested in trading Conrad for functionally a bunch of insects. How much does this cost to activate? 1, 2, 3. So another Conrad twice, or draw a card and Conrad once. That's probably better. Let's draw a card here. Oh, nice. Oh my, what is this hand? Do I even, like, what do I get rid of? I don't even know. They're both kind of medium only. Hey, how's it going, Jack of Spades? Welcome, welcome. I actually have no idea what I'm supposed to take here. I guess I'd take the Nicol Bolas just because it means I don't have to discard a card. The Rolas kind of doesn't do anything in the face of a Hanged Executioner. It's a lot of lands, deck. It's a lot of lands. Calm down with that. Take one. Yep, end the turn. Uh-huh. So it's basically just pay 2, sack a creature, draw a card, net 0 on life. Which is kind of funny. Sure. Using up a lot of mana doing this. But they are drawing cards. Drawing cards is good. But it makes me feel like I'm not super worried about what's going on here. I'm going to choose to draw a card here rather than mill twice. Feel pretty good about that decision now. Feel kind of smart about it, in fact. Okay, so what do we have? What do we have? So I think I just go Null Priest, kicked, just reanimate the kitty cat. Just value. Ooh, I could also reanimate the Alseid in like the most underwhelming reanimate ever, but Alseid's like kind of hot. I'm gonna reanimate the Alseid. Don't try this at home, kids. But I actually think that that's correct. Mm-hmm. Yeah. The fact that they basically just let me make an attack with the Conrad and just trade like that felt pretty good to me. Yeah. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Fine. I'd be willing to put a fair bit of money on my opponent being a That's a value blink deck. I don't know that I can do anything with that information though. Oh, excuse me, sorry. Unfortunately. I basically just need to do what I did this game, which is sort of like outvalue them. Which I certainly did. And we do have the Citadel as in the whatchamacallit, the Command the Dreadhorde to go over the top. I feel okay about this. We mostly just need to fade them actually finding that Thassa at any point. And spicy. We need a double lock at some point, but we've got a single block so we can go 2-drop, 3-drop, 4-drop. Don't hate that. Don't hate that. I think in a game like this, ooh, that's a much better 2-drop. At least at this stage in the game. I think I'm supposed to treat the Null Priest here like it's a 6-drop. I think this is going to be a game that very much comes down to value. Ooh, second black achieved. Should I just play the Oath of Kaya again to like tempt my opponent into killing it instead of the Dreadhorde presence or Dreadhorde invasion? I'm guessing no, but I never know. My opponent seemed to really fear that card last time. They just threw a Brontodon at the door to kill a dead card. Alright. Well, that's probably where we're going to wind up picking up with the Null Priest, most likely. So they're getting in for 3, and there's a decent chance they... Oh no, they're actually letting us do this. Interesting. Very interesting. Alright, alright, alright. Well, I'm going to attack if you're not blocking. I'm going to play a Falkenrath Noble. Interesting. That's very interesting. It's like arguably not a bad thing to have happened to me here. We'll see what happens. Okay. So land, stone, and then I think I just Oath of Kaya the Harpy. That seems fine to me. Okay. Weird time to decide to do that. What? Why is my opponent so scared of this Oath of Kaya? Like, what do you think the card does? I don't understand. This is the second time they've literally just taken like multiple extra damage and sacrificed a very real card just so that they could get a freaking Oath of Kaya off the table. Like, I don't get it. I'm not mad, but I don't get it. Okay. Is this a Command the Dreadhorde turn? What is my opponent doing over here? Gravebreaker Lamia is kind of hot. Yeah, maybe they think that I get that Lightning Helix every single time or something. I don't know. Yeah, like I don't know. None of that really wound up making a lot of sense to me. I can get back. Man, I think I'm supposed to command here. I think this is creature cards in your graveyard. So let's command the Dreadhorde. And then this is converted mana cost. I'm at 19. So for my graveyard, I want Blood Artist and I want Blood Artist and maybe Hanged Executioner. Let's go. And then I can entomb. Oh, I can entomb a card that then reanimate. That's sick. Let's entomb. Do I just entomb Gary? Yeah, let's entomb Gary. Just absolutely work them on the next turn. Yeah, this is gonna be nice. This is gonna be real nice. Okay. Like, that's a big boy, sure enough, but it also just, like, dies to Hanged Executioner. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Alright, we got there. That was a sweet play. Yo, Command the Dreadhorde. I don't even know if it's right to be playing it, but damn, that card is fun to cast. Getting to take their enchantment snake and entomb a gray merchant so that we can reanimate it is like that felt pretty good. That felt pretty good. A boneyard liquor, you say? All right, one down, two to go. Doors no more. Solid hand. Love to see it. As much as I want to play the Mindstone on two, I think it's just really important to get the Dreadhorde invasion going, even though Mindstone would let me get a turn 3 Falcon Wrath. Yeah, I'm probably gonna cycle this Baron more. We're doing pretty okay on the mana front. And before we never find a second black now, but I'll take that risk. Oh. Interesting. A lot of lands off the top there. So we're playing against the mill deck, presumably? Whoa, Strider. Alright, let's just play a Dreadhorde Invasion on 2. Like I said, let's get that ball rolling. And then next turn I have several options. I can go Mind Stone into Remorse, or I can just go Woe Strider. I guess that's just 2 options, really. Alright, play a Secret Keeper, you got it. Ooh, Auric and Bastion of Remembrance. 3rd option acquired. Oh. I think I like the Mind Stone line. I don't like the way Auto Tapper's trying to do that. That's atrocious. Yeah, Mind Stone into Remorse seems pretty good here. See what's going on over my opponent's house. Mono blue stuffs. Ooh, I like getting rid of the Callous Dismissal here a lot. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Grey Merchant is a very, very fun card when you get to, like, do the thing with it. Yeah, let's take the Callous Dismissal. Force them to use... Like, they still have the Into the Royal, unfortunately for me, but they also don't actually have the mana to cast that yet, unless they want to both give up on Selendi Vision and a Lonely Sandbar. Ooh, I hope it's a full-out Sandbar. That's kind of hot. Sort of wish I had that. So what's happening here? So we're gonna amass 2. Ooh, land is a good draw. Land is a good draw. Let's attack. Theros look cool. I agree. Alright. It was definitely a chump attack, but I wanted to give my opponent the option of making a mistake. So Selendi Vision, Into the Royal, Thassa's Oracle, Sandbar. Let's just play the Noble. It's the most mana efficient thing to do. If they want to Into the Royal it to, like, time walk me, they have to give up on drawing their extra card, which I think is okay. Like, they're ultimately down a card if that's what they do. They're thinking about it. No, they're just going to cast this Selendi Vision? Sure. Selendi Vision, finding Departure. Damn. Man, I'm not going to get to stick things for a long time, am I? They are just on mono-bound spells.deck. I wonder if they're just trying to, like, go infinite on this Secret Keeper. That'd be, like, kind of funny. Unknown card, but it clearly wasn't a land, so it's a spell. Alright, land for turn. Let's play a Woe Strider. Decent chance they go for the bounce. Actually, no, this is a sorcery, isn't it? So again, this, like, kind of inoculates me a little bit against what they're doing. They could have a counterspell here. That would be a little annoying. But I also don't think that I would overly mind getting that countered. And let's Bastion of Remembrance. Is your last card a counterspell? You're kind of acting like it is. It is. Alright, alright, alright. So be it. So be it. So if I was my opponent, this turn would probably be Into the Royal targeting Woe Strider. Actually, no, it would be Dream. It would be whatever the Silent Departure. Oh, okay. Well, that's definitely not the correct way to do that. You want to get rid of the sack outlet first, or I just get to do this. You want to get rid of the Woe Strider first, assuming that's what you're trying to do. Do I want an Alseid? Is that better than a random draw? Yeah, yeah, it probably is, honestly. I'm a little perplexed by my opponent's blind there, but whatever. Let's amass. Let's Alseid. Actually, no, I'm not gonna do that yet. Let's go to combat. Ship. Decent chance they try to bounce the noble here. But if they do, then I'm just gonna all see it to protect it, I think, and then they don't get to draw a card. Yeah. Drop blue. Alseid is really good. I've said this before, but I will say it again. That card really, really impresses me. The fact that my opponent basically just paid like 4 mana to do nothing is pretty sweet. I would love a second black source, or a third black source here so that I could actually start activating Castle Locthwain. So as it is, we're not really getting anywhere with this. My opponent's hand is garbage, though. Like, they have a random Thassa's Oracle that doesn't do anything relevant, and then they have... Yeah, like they're just using this as a glorified Scry 3 now. That is okay with me. I'm probably going to sack this goat token end of turn. In fact, I'm definitely going to do that. They kept 1 top. Oh, sorry, that's literally exactly what happened. They couldn't keep more than 1 top, but they did keep 1 on top, natively. So their only remaining card is a sorcery speed unsummon. Ooh, that's not a bad draw. Let's definitely keep that on top. No, still no point in making this attack, unfortunately. Priest is P and ice, though. Rari Conjecture. So that buys back an instant and then a sorcery. So it's going to buy back... What? Neutralize and then Departure? Luckily for me, it buys them back in the wrong order for that to be a mana-efficient turn for them. Yeah, so getting back Neutralize makes sense, but notably they also don't get to use Neutralize this turn. Oh, baby. Gonna be a real unfortunate turn for my opponent not to have a Neutralize up. Sure. Oh, they're just... Conrad off it. Conrad off it. Okay, well, I liked that, obviously. What do I want to do, if anything, about that? I kind of like bringing in a Village Rites against an opponent playing that much bounce. It just lets me, like, cash the thing getting bounced in for better value. So I kind of like that. I also kind of like the Exarch against an opponent that's just, like, mono spells. Like, using the actual, like, second mode on Entomber Exarch seems pretty reasonable here. And then I also kind of like Stab Wounds against what we saw. It's good against Thassa and against Merfolk Secret Keeper. Also, that Secret Keeper looked just so out of place. Like, I don't know if my opponent's dream is to just, like, loop a Secret Keeper with all the bounce effects, but, like, who has time for that? I don't love Cub Warden against a bunch of bounce effects. That just sounds like a good way to, like, spend a lot of mana to, like, not get anywhere. Paladin also kind of looks like it's gonna, like, build up and then die. So let's get that out of here. You want to basically get rid of any of the cards that you sort of have to invest in a bunch and replace it for stuff that basically replaces itself or gets value immediately. Citadel, command the Dread Horde. I'm wondering if Dread Horde isn't kind of bad against this opponent. I'm going to get rid of that one, because if I reanimate their stuff and they have a bunch of bounce spells, that's not great. And if I spend a bunch of life reanimating my stuff and they have bounce spells, that's also not great. Yeah, and I kind of, like I said, I kind of want Stab Wound in, and I'm going to take, like, Cub Warden out, I think. That looks fine to me. And if we need to make any changes in game, if we go to a game 3, then we will. Needs to draw lands, but this is a really good hand. Turn 1 Shrine, turn 2 Artist, hopefully turn 3 land, like Angel or Kaya, most likely. Stab Wound in that set was ridiculous, and that's a big part of the reason, is that there were a lot of, like, yeah, putting it on an Unleashed creature was just so unreasonable. You basically had to wind up, like, spending, like, a bunch of resources killing your own thing to not die to it. Like, that format was something else. Ooh, we did find our land. Perfect. Your Flusterstorm got Flusterstormed? Oh boy, you're just playing Legacy now. Welcome to Legacy. Also, I want to say that, like, underrated... Oh no, that's a bit of an issue for me. I wanted to say that underrated MVP of that game was very much the Agonizing Remorse, because it basically just meant that I was playing with almost perfect information very, very quickly, and that's kind of sweet, obviously. Oh, they're just passing, huh? That's interesting. 4 mana pass, 5 mana pass. What is this? Yeah, I guess I'll play Angel here. If they want to counter this, I think that's okay. I'm not, like, ecstatic or anything, but it's fine, I think. Yeah, sure. That's fine. We might die to this Corrosion, though. So the Secret Keeper makes more sense now. And I guess they just never found the Corrosion in game 1. So their idea is basically just stick a mill thing. Oh, you could pay for it? That's sick. Yeah, my biggest fear is obviously whether or not we do get to stick the Conrad. I absolutely agree with you, though, that if it does resolve, we are probably in the money. Let's do this. See what they do. We also kind of need to draw land. They haven't even milled over any lands except for the one, so we are, like, probably due to draw land sooner than later. Pretty on board with them countering this if they do. Seems like no. Sure. Selene Vision finding Callous Dismissal. Okay. Ooh, hit a Woe Strider. That's kind of nice. Really still want to hit my Bloody Land, but hitting a Woe Strider is kind of sweet. Hey, how's it going, Hannah? Welcome, welcome. We are in game 2 of match 2 with our black-white kind of tokens, kind of life gain, kind of sacrifice deck. Doing okay with it, notably. But we are up against a mono-blue mill and bounce deck. We are up a game against them, mind you, so that's good. The bad thing is I have consistently been very unable to draw a single or another land past my third, and I'm like stranded with like a couple of like bomb 4-drops in play or in hand right now. So you know there is that. Let's go to combat. My opponent is notably holding a Callous Dismissal. Anchor is moderating in a chat like this, actually, so you better watch out, She wields the sword. No, fun fact, I literally cannot give somebody both a mod sword and a VIP badge. They're literally just incompatible, at least insofar as my research turned up. So, yeah, nothing against you, but I figure I would rather have you be a moderator than a VIP. If it's all the same to you. Oh, okay, fair enough. I wasn't actually sure if that was, like, common knowledge. I didn't know that until recently. Ooh, Scrappy Scroungy, you say? Man, they keep milling over all my value graveyard stuff. Kind of sweet. Callous Dismissal, targeting that. Sure, so they get a 1-1. Let's exile the Bugly Boy. That don't use the stack, friend. I mean, it technically uses the stack, but not in a way where you can counter it. I mean, yeah, I guess that's, like, fair enough. Yeah, I'm gonna play that, honestly, as a land. I just don't want to, like, fuss around with the possibility of something else happening. Let's go combat. That's not great. You would obviously snap keep that hand every time, like on 5 especially, but that definitely sounds pretty sad times. Okay. Play Priest. They might have a counterspell for this, but if they do, I think I'm okay with that. Nope. Alright. $16 cards left. Milled over a Plains, a Hawk, and a... Yeah, okay. Actually more sad about the Plains than the Hawk, quite honestly. My opponent has all the mana in the world, 5 cards in hand, and has basically just done kind of nothing this game. Are we getting Salt Roads? Say it ain't so. No, they're still looking. They're still clicking on things. Ah, they are doing the Bubble Snare. Okay. I mean, you know I can sack that to the Priest, right? I guess. Doesn't matter. Sure. Hey, we found our land. That actually kind of makes me regret not cracking the Mind Stone there, but what can you do? Combat. I'm going to keep up the Priest here, in case anyone's wondering. I think the Priest activation is, like, pretty important. I'm just going to try to get the Strider out. It's probably not going to work, but I'd rather not spend an actual card when I can just spend... Like this isn't costing me a card in hand to do this. This is sort of just profiting off the free value they gave me. Yeah, that's fine. Like, they're literally neutralizing a card that they put into my graveyard. Like, that they made... That. Words. They are hard. They are neutralizing a card that they essentially drew me. So, they're kind of like, that's sort of like, almost two for running themselves in a weird way. Alright, well now milling lands is fine. I have now hit maximum number of lands I'm interested in. Notably, I can just like try to exhume this Woe Strider again next turn. And by exhume, I mean escape, of course. Thassa's Oracle. You got it. You. Submit. Sacking. That one and that one. Uh-huh. Bam. Bam. That's some triggers right there. Oh, baby, I even drew the village rights? That's kind of hot. Let's get rid of Healer's Hawk. Do you know what's a combo is sacking a Scrap Heap Scrounger and then recasting a Scrap Heap Scrounger off the mana you made with the thing you sacked it to? Yeah, that was sweet. That was very sweet. One top, zero bottom. You got it, friend. Oh man, that was hot. That was steamy. Uh-huh. All right, good game. Is that what it is? That what it is at Anchor? I hadn't heard that. Well, wait, the insmoothing is complete. Ooh, congrats on the new job. That's exciting. I mean, I assume it's exciting. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's just what you need to do to like not die. But if you are excited, then I'm excited for you, and if you're not, then I commiserate. But at least you're getting paid, or something. Oh yes, of course. That I did get that. Nice. What is it, if you don't mind my asking? Again, no pressure to disclose, but if you're excited to talk about it, then I would love to hear about it. Alright, let's play first. Ooh, a very lovely hand. It's almost like a little too... Oh man, if this Baron Moor was not a come into play tap land, it would actually be like a perfect hand. Because if I want to play the tournament Alcia, then I'm taking a very real chance of not getting to play a turn 2 Grounder / Dreadhorde. Which means I think I'm supposed to just play the Baron Moor tapped. Which is a little unfortunate, but going to a startup. Oh, that's really, really good. That's really, really good. My partner, Val, really... Well, she's... Oh, well, alright. Medium punished, but I still think that was the correct decision, sort of, overall. She's currently working with the startup, and she's really enjoying it. She says, like, it's really nice because you have a lot more sort of creative liberty and artistic... well, not artistic freedom, but, like, basically you're a lot more able to kind of make the job into what you want it to be rather than just kind of fitting into a cookie-cutter role. Which is, yeah, I mean, sounds sweet to me anyway. Alright. You know what? Yeah. So my opponent's playing black-red stuffs, but they had like a really awkward mana start where like both of their lands in their hand were presumably ETB tapped lands. I didn't actually check what they scried with this. Okay. I mean, they ain't blocking. So if you attack with the spitter, I'm gonna snap off the block with the zombie army. That is for sure. Hey, welcome back, Projet. Alright, no attacks makes me feel pretty good about what's going on here. Okay, I like that. I like that. So let's ship with Zombie and Scavenger, or Scrounger rather. Also, I've been very impressed with this card in this deck so far. Although it does help that I was playing against this freaking mill deck last match, so it was like just free almost all the time. So we're just gonna go Executioner. I'm actually going to play the Godless Shrine untapped, because I do think that it's going to be marginally important to keep up the LC'd Life's Bounty here. And I think it's worth losing 2 life to do that. Also, because I might actually find myself in a position where I'm interested in cycling the Triumph. So keeping it in hand is a little bit better there, too. Oh yeah, that's not where you want to be at Anchor. At all. Les morts vivants sont très bons. Yeah, non, ils sont pas mal, sont pas mal. Okay, so this attack is probably a bad one for them if they make it. Interesting. Okay. I'll take 1. So do I take 6 and just plan on executing the Judith next turn? Because if I block any of these, I'm basically trading for both, and then Judith gets like ping another 2. Then I can't actually. Yeah, no, I actually have to take the 6 here, which is a little awkward, but I think is actually correct. Jeez, no days off in 13 days is brutal. That super sucks. Mm-hmm. Sure. Ooh, the Bolus House. Not a bad draw. Okay, so this is whenever you control dies. Okay, so we're gonna get rid of this Judith because she is a big giant headache and I don't like her. Now we're gonna actually play the Savia Triumph out because now I'm only a land away from casting the house, and that seems pretty hot. It really depends who your employer is. Canada does like to bill itself as like the US but not absurd, but it's not exactly that cut and dry. Carnage. Oh man. That's unfortunate. My house. Actually, both of these would have been. Man, I'm gonna draw a land next turn, and I'm gonna be real sad. I think we're just trading here. This is fine. Oh, also I like Loki had the trade there apparently. Wait, is my opponent just dead on board? This is just 4 damage. Okay. Sure, I guess. That was a weird game. That was a very weird game. Alright, so my opponent is just like turbo aggro. Oh shit! I did not know that that was an issue. Crap. Alright, yeah, let's get rid of that for sure. We'll go first time playthrough instead. I hadn't even thought of that. Thank you for pointing that out. Maybe I should give Project a mod sword. What if I give him Mira's Hannah? What if I give him your mod sword? How do we feel about that? Since you very obviously dropped the ball there. Project doesn't want the mod sword. Alright, you get to keep your sword, Hannah. For now. What do we got? What do we got? Do I want to just bring in a random 1/2 lifelinker? Not the worst. That is true. And like, yeah, and I mean, I also appreciate you looking out because, yeah, that's not the kind of stuff I wanted to do. I, again, didn't even consider that to be offensive, but as with many things like that, you sort of look at it and you're like, yeah, all right, I can see how that would be a problem. And we don't do it anymore. And we learn and we move on. Okay, let's do this. Let's do this. Let's cut the things that make me lose a bunch of life. And then I need to get one more card out of here. Maybe I just lose the Mind Stone now that I don't have a bunch of 6-drops that I'm building towards. Or maybe I cut the Scrounger because he can't block. Let's cut the Mind Stone for now. And if I need to change anything... Oh, that is good gear. I like that. I like that at anchor. Welcome to anyone who's dropped in the last little bit, by the way. I don't know if I've explicitly said hi to everybody, but welcome one and all. Happy to have you here. OP having a really hard time figuring out if they want to play first with their aggro deck or not. I don't blame them. It's an agonizing decision. Maybe that's unfair. Maybe they went to get some water or something in the meantime, but come on, let's go. Chop, chop, chop. I had a dry day for spoilers today, which I'm a little bit sad about. I was expecting a little bit more, and just like really haven't seen a ton. Maybe I'm just being spoiled, but ooh, do you keep this hand? Starts on 3, which is like obviously not ideal. The other side of the horn was revealed. Project, you are too generous. I appreciate that. I really appreciate that, and I appreciate you. This is the way that we keep the stream going. This is how we fund. It's how we fund the stream getting better. That is extremely generous of you. I do appreciate that. Man, they're on the play with an aggro deck, and I don't have man. Do I have to mulligan a hand that just doesn't have a play till turn 3 on the draw? It kind of feels like I do. Like, if I draw land, we might stabilize, but like Cub Warden goes a long way as a 3/5 lifelinker. Man, I honestly don't know. This is a really tough decision. I'm going to keep it, but I'm kind of prepared to get run over. Apparently my opponent was also on a mulligan decision. Looks like they mulled to 6. Mulled to 6 on the play makes me feel a little bit better about my decision to keep. That's 2 cards up on them I am now. Which means they might also not maybe have the best curve out draw. My opponent really deep in the tank right now. Also, since I actually have a few people in the chat right now, I have decided to test. What was the word I'm looking for? Test pilot, test out, trial run a coaching benefit. I'm far from being the greatest Magic player in the world, but I do consider myself to be pretty competent, especially at least in the area of limited. My constructed feedback would be much worse. I have no real understanding of what the metagame looks like right now, so I couldn't really coach that well. But I do consider myself to be a fairly talented limited player, and so if anyone was ever interested in coaching, that is actually a thing that I am now offering, and the details are here and below the video in the panels. Oh, that's not what I wanted. That's the Discord one, idiot. Don't ask me for coaching on running a stream, because that apparently I'm not very good at. All right, so this island is just gonna, or this Eidolon is gonna snap trade for the Gutterbones, and I'm a-okay with it. But yeah, we're seeing how it goes. It's entirely possible that nobody wants to learn from me, and I accept that. But if that is a thing that is of interest, it is an option. And it even comes at a pretty darn good rate if you're a sub. Which is, of course, free. The info down below, I guess it should be on one of the panels. I think one of them should just say MTG coaching. Is the other one not live? Is the MTG coaching panel not live somehow? Man, my opponent is just on a rope fest today. What is happening? Are they salt roping me? If they pass the turn right before this rope expires... Wow, they're actually just trying to salt me out of this game. That's kind of absurd. The reason I know that is because they clicked end turn right as the last rope ended, which is not great. The panels are stacking for you. Like they're on top of each other? Well, that's obnoxious. Damn it. I don't even know how to fix that. Huh. Okay, cool. Thanks for that. Yeah, I mean, all those panels are relevant, but there should be an extra one there as of today. Damn it, now I have to go open my Twitch page and see what's happening, and then I have to, like, listen to myself talk. Oh, weird. I'm seeing it on mine. I am seeing it on mine. Oh, weird. I'm seeing it on mine. Yes, it is in fact. Yeah, it's a Metroidvania sort of platformer, adventure, explore, upgradey, whatever you want to call it, game. Yeah, the thing, I don't know how to fix the problem because I literally see it displaying just fine here. So yeah, I don't know what the solution is there. Yeah. I mean, I guess they're also just salty that they mulliganed to 6 and kept a 1-lander and just, like, kind of haven't gotten there, but also, yeah, deal with it, I guess. Oh, that is a human token. That's really funny. I guess they're from the same set, and that was, like, deliberately done that way. Alright, let's go for the longer game value, then. Can this block? It actually can't, so that's fine. Yeah, I see that it seems to have been fixed for you now, but yeah, I don't know what's happening. Metalworker will take key. Oh wow, that's quite silly. Oh my god. Well, apologies to you folks in the audience, because this is obviously pretty crap to deal with. Like, if you're not having a good time, just concede, opponent. No one is forcing you to play this match. Like, it's not... This cannot possibly be worth it. I'm just gonna start BMing them back. They may just have me on mute, honestly. Who knows? And... Oh, no. Okay, they're just actually conceding. They're done. Okay. Alright, my opponent was just actually off it. But I do believe that means we went 3-0 with that deck. Continue... Man, yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna jinx it at some point by continuing to, like, get high on my own supply here, but, like... I literally... I've been doing very well in this cube, is all I'm gonna